Let's go, bud. Hey, group. It is mid-February 2019. Heading out here to a yucca stand that we have out in the forest. Give you kind of an update. I'll start making these posts more often. Kind of give you an idea of what's happening on the property and what we're up to. But this year's been a bit unseasonable. Yuccas blossomed out mid-March last year. They blossomed out at the end of January this year, which is kind of crazy. We had 80-degree weather for several weeks. They started to blossom, push up the big giant blooms that we have out here on the Spanish dagger. And then we had, for Texas, what is the equivalent of a freeze, which it got down to 30 degrees for a few hours, then warmed back up. Try not to run it into anything right now. But that really caused some issues. Go ahead and flip this thing around, show you what I'm talking about. All right, so check it out. This is the blossom. Now, if you've seen some of the other videos, you'll notice that that is not nearly as big as it ought to be. It's about 2/3 the size. A lot of those flowers are not opened up, and it tastes awful. Usually you get about 2-3 days of the blossoms just tasting sweet, kind of like cabbage, and amazing. They're not tasting good this year, not at all. Come back around here, I'll show you a couple others. Pretty good stand of yucca. But this is not normal, the temperature variance. For it to be up there in the 80s and then drop down, it kind of tricked the yucca. Get you up close. And notice, hopefully y'all can pick it up, there's an absence of insect noises with this. Those flowers just aren't blooming and they taste horrible. So having those 80-degree weather, that was real good. Having kind of a Texas freeze right in the middle of it really upset the balance and it stunted all these guys. So not a good sign. Keep our eyes open on it. Check that out. Look up in there. I think that's what I'm seeing. That is hope right there, and it's still really early, so hopefully the weather holds out. But that is what I call yucca asparagus. That's going to be a big bloom, a big blossom. It'll take just a few days for it to shoot up and bloom out, and hopefully it'll be late enough in the year we won't have any temperature issues and we'll get actual yucca blooms this year that are on schedule and healthy. Also spied that one as we walked up. So it looks like the season might be salvageable, because I want to go ahead and show y'all some fermentation. I want to do a few experiments as far as trying to up the sugar content inside the pods, inside the stalk. Doing a little bit with the seeds, grinding those things up, making some flour. Yeah, see back there, another one coming up. So cross your fingers. Who knows? This is one of those things, whenever you decide to start planting a food forest, you need to make sure that you are diversifying what you got out there, because you never know what's going to happen year to year. You might have a real good year at one time. He blossoms down here. The old stalk grows back every year. But that does not mean that you're going to have a good year every year. So diversify your crops. We'll talk about some of the other things that we have going as far as growing stuff. So I've got lots of figs coming in. Dragon fruit, that's a neat one coming up. And a whole lot of neat. Well, group, I'm going to go ahead and try and give you a 360 of this area right here. But tell us what you think about this video in the comment section down below. We'll start making these more frequent, these updates. But if you have any area on the property you'd like to see, questions you'd like answered, anything like that, we'll start making these more frequently, and it's just going to kind of be off the cuff as we come across stuff. As there's areas of note, as people have questions, concerns, things like that, we'll try and update you. But this is kind of the project channel. We do what we want to, and hopefully y'all get a little more insight and some detail into what we do out here. But guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends, comment, and as always, till next time, let's go out.